is released from, what Descartes referred to as the seat of the soul, and
Yes.
the Egyptians, referred to as the eye of Horus. The only unilateral structure in the brain is
In the
the
brain.
brain. It seems like a very interesting structure, and it's been implicated in mystical states only because there is some limited data, like Horacio's alluding to, that its data is not very convincing, but the data that does exist. It shows that it's a precursor to a chemical that's naturally occurring in the brain and is DMT. It's a psychedelic that's used for very short, intense psychedelic experiences. And
Hmm.
so that's why I was thinking with Sadhguru, you've been referring to the moon and working with the moon, the cycle of the moon specifically for spiritual purposes.
David, the thing is, see, in the yogic system, there are simple processes with which, particularly on full moon nights, where you can get totally stoned out just on moonlight. There are processes to do that. And as you can see, I don't know what that DMT is, you can see I'm on it all the time. No substance from outside, it's from within. It is in some way, on one level, in the physiological level, the significance of yoga is to stay in tune with the sun and moon cycles in relation to the planet. That is the only way this life can be in balance and with least amount of friction within itself, because then the life's experience as… whatever the chemicals you're discussing, serotonin, melatonin, all this stuff, essentially you're saying chemistry determines the nature of your experience of life itself. So, to maintain that chemistry which is always blissful and ecstatic, moon and being aligned with the moon is a very important part of it. So, there are various practices associated with that. One thing I would like to request Professor Horace is if they can invest a certain amount of attention towards what is happening in the gut with the full moon, new moon, I think it may be far more easily measurable than what is happening in the brain, because what is happening in the brain, we see it only as a consequence. The real thing is happening in the gut. You may see certain effects in the brain, what is a consequence is one thing, but the process, the changes that are happening within the gut region is very big. What is happening is there more solid kind of stuff, it is more tangible, that maybe it is more easily measurable than what's happening in the brain.